Televidentes, el día de hoy vamos a hablar sobre un tema muy importante para la región colombiana y es la mina del Cerrejón. Entonces, vamos a pasar por Tomás para que nos explique más a detalle qué es lo que está pasando en la mina del Cerrejón. Tomás, dinos qué está pasando allá.
Good afternoon, Mateo and viewers. Today we report one of the serious issues caused by the Cerrejón coal mine in La Guajira, Colombia. The mine has led to air and water pollution, reduced access to clean water due to the river diversion, and the displacement of indigenous Guayu communities. Residents also report rising health problems, especially among children. Local communities are demanding urgent action to protect their rights and the environment. Now let's go with Martin to hear what some teachers think about this situation.
He will with teacher Alejandra. Good morning, teacher.
Good morning.
Ask you some questions.
Okay.
First question: what do you think about the situation of Minas
Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna talk about according with my knowledge. And I think in the Mina de Cerrejón, you are going to find a lot of contamination, all water contamination, because you are going to find coal into the water. Also, you are going to find in the Mina de Cerrejón deforestation too, because in the Mina de Cerrejón is growing each year.
All right. Second question. In this interview, we have a teacher, Caroline. Hi, teacher. One question. As a country, what can we do to serve online?
I think that we require change, maybe the government laws, because they require a directly intervention to improve this area. So I think that we have a systemic problem and it's really difficult to try to solve it. But I think that as a community, we need to organize something to take care of this big problematic. But I think that depends on the governments.
Okay, thank you, teacher. Okay, you are welcome. Next question. What's important safety hazard?
I think it's important to say because we need to know that there is a problem in the environment and with animals. A lot of animals are dying and we need to save the environment and animals too.
Thanks, teacher.
Okay.
Thanks for the interview. Now we're going to see if measures really function with Tomás, that it's going to explain us what happened with the workers and the people who manage the Mina del Cerrejón. Tomás, explain us what happened on there.
Gracias, Mateo. Según fuentes de la Secretaría de Medio Ambiente, se han implementado varias medidas como rehabilitar tierras degradadas, que serían más o menos unas 4.800 hectáreas restauradas, según el ministerio. También se crearon varios corredores ecológicos y millones de árboles plantados. Según esta información, sí se han cumplido los parámetros para tratar de salvar esta zona. Ahora mi compañero Martín nos va a hablar sobre qué es el desarrollo sostenible y ya volvemos con las soluciones basadas en el desarrollo sostenible.
Buenas tardes. Sí, Tomás. Vamos a hablar sobre el desarrollo sostenible. ¿Qué es el desarrollo sostenible? Es una forma de cubrir una problemática presente sin que afecte al futuro. Ejemplo, en una comunidad la energía les sale muy cara. ¿Qué deciden hacer? Poner paneles solares. ¿Eso qué pasa? Suple la necesidad de energía que tienen ahora mismo la comunidad y no afecta a las generaciones futuras.
Gracias, Martín. Ahora les voy a plantear nuestra idea para ayudar a la mina del Cerrejón desde Econoticias. Planteamos que lo mejor sería la minería inteligente o smart mining, que sería el uso de sensores y drones en tiempo real para ver el agua de los ríos y la tierra, para buscar puntos topográficos estables y así no tener que cavar diferentes huecos. Esto ayudaría a que la actividad minera continúe sin afectar el trabajo de personas y la economía. Y también nos ayudaría a preservar este ecosistema. En otras noticias, el equipo de Econoticias fue a un parque ecológico para saber cuál ha sido cambios a través del tiempo, entrevistar a uno de los expertos del parque, tratar de dar soluciones a las principales problemáticas de este parque.
Good afternoon, Thomas. Today I'm going to talk about Periland. Periland is a private nature reserve managed by the Bosques Verdes Foundation, located in Cajica, Zipaquirá, in the upper basin of the Bogota River. Reforesting degraded lands, promoting environmental education and fighting against deforestation. Now we let's to Mateo. Mateo, who will give us a contrast between how Periland was before and how is now. Hello, Mateo.
Good morning, Telever and San Juan Camilo. Today I will contrast the Pearland of years ago than the Pearland of today. For a start, a few years ago, the zone is more deforested, are less during parts than today. Other is that have less infrastructure than today. In the past are only dirt trails for picnic, and the density and height of the trees are less than today. Conclusion: now the zone are more forested, the density of the trees are higher than in the past, and now are more structures in the park. Now, Martin Giraldo, we interview expert of the part of Pearland Park.
Bueno, una de las mayores problemáticas del parque es el eucalipto. El eucalipto es una especie invasora proveniente de Australia y por ende pues no es nativa de este parque, ¿cierto? Entonces lo que hacemos en Pearland es mantenerlo controlado para así poder sembrar especies nativas.
Muchas gracias. Bueno, muchas gracias por su respuesta. Ahora vamos a hablar de uno de los problemas de Pearland. Aunque no tiene que ver directamente con la naturaleza, es importante. La infraestructura débil. Normalmente en épocas de lluvia Pearland no tiene la suficientemente infraestructura para albergar como tanta gente sin que consigan mojarse, ya que es una estructura muy básica, cosa que puede ahuyentar personas que quieren ir a visitar el parque, cosa que son menos recursos económicos y menos recursos para alentar al parque.
Now I'm going to explain about the conclusion of Pearland. Well, Pearland is a good song to think about, care about it, because have trees, because the trees makes air, and without the air we can live. That song can make water. Water are important to our body, because without that we die, and that's obviously. But the people that produce things and deforestate these green zones don't care, only care about the money. The money is the most important thing right now, and for them the money is like the god of them. It sounds a little bit stupid, but it's the real thing, because the money isn't important. The more important is the resources that God make us to live. And I repeat again, without this, we're going to die. But the people don't care about that. Don't care about the future, the things that will happen if we don't have that. Only care about the money. The money is bad. The money doesn't afford nothing, because this is how it works. If you have more money, you can buy more things. If you have less money, you can buy nothing. That people thinks that if have more money can buy more things, and this first thinking makes to have more money, and more money you can buy a lot of things and expensive things. Why? Only for experience, I think. I'm not rich, but I think that people thinks this because they want only expensive things and no more. But if you want to experience that, you need to live, and without the resources, and repeat again, we die. Simple. Only for that people don't care, and think about that program? Well, that's all we can leave right now. Now we're going to pass with Juan Camilo to finish this. Thank you.
According to the soil triangle, this sample is classified as clay loam. It has a balanced mixture of sand, slate, and clay, which make it very and rich on nutrients. We also measured its water retention capacity. The soil retained about of 16% of the water, which is very effective. This is important because it allows to the plant stay hydrated for a longer periods without excessive irrigation. In addition, we test the pH level that will result approximately of 6.5, meaning that the soil is slightly acid. This is important because the most of plants absorb nutrients best in soil with this pH range.
Well, this will be end of this edition of Eco News. Thanks for watching and good afternoon.